Welcome to the Awakening Performance Audio Lab. Today, we're talking about something many leaders underestimate: how your team senses when you're overloaded. They may not say it directly, and you might think you're hiding it well, but they know. Let's get into it. Imagine this scenario. It's Wednesday morning, and you're hosting your weekly virtual leadership team meeting. You join the call 5 minutes late, slightly out of breath, because moments earlier, a C level executive dropped an organizational restructuring plan on your desk. And now your mind is racing. You're thinking about headcount, implications, budget shifts, team morale, who might be impacted, and how this changes the priorities for the quarter. But the camera turns on, and suddenly you're expected to lead. You begin talking about next quarter's strategic priorities, but mentally, you're somewhere else entirely. Your responses are shorter than usual. You hesitate when someone asks about direction. A decision that should have been made last week gets pushed again. And midway through the conversation, priorities subtly shift because you're reacting in real time to information you haven't fully processed yet. Does this sound familiar? Well, here's the part that many leaders underestimate. Your team notices it all. They notice when your communication feels frantic or distracted. They notice when priorities keep changing, decisions stall, or direction starts feeling unstable. They notice rushed responses, impatience, reactive pivots. People are constantly reading leadership signals, especially during times of uncertainty. And over time, when leadership overload goes unmanaged, it doesn't stay contained within the leader. It spreads into the team itself. What starts as cognitive overload at the leadership level slowly trickles down and becomes organizational overload. Confusion increases, focus decreases. Teams start becoming reactive instead of intentional. Your momentum slows because people stop feeling anchored to a clear direction. The issue is rarely organizational capability. More often, it's leaders carrying too much mental load for too long without a way to reset, process, and regain clarity before stepping into the next decision, meeting, or conversation. If leaders already appear overwhelmed, employees stop bringing forward new ideas, concerns, or challenges. It's not because they suddenly stopped caring, it's because they're reading the room. They see the delayed decisions, shifting priorities, rushed responses, and distracted communication. And instinctively, they start pulling back. Instead of surfacing problems early, people just stay quiet. They keep their heads down and wait for whatever pressure is hitting leaders to pass. That's how overload spreads through an organization. One overloaded leader can unintentionally shape the emotional and cognitive state of an entire team culture. That's why leadership clarity isn't just personal wellness, it's operational performance. When leaders operate with clarity, teams experience psychological stability. People perform better when they understand what actually matters or what can wait, what success looks like, who owns decisions, and where priorities stand. And most importantly, people just think better when they feel grounded instead of pressured. That's why intentional pauses matter. It's not avoidance or disengagement, but it's leadership discipline. A leader who can regulate pressure creates space for better thinking across the organization. So here's something to reflect on today. What energy is your team experiencing from you lately? Is it clarity, calm, confidence? Or is it urgency, overload, and constant reaction? What signals are you unintentionally sending through your pace, communication, and decision making? Because leadership isn't just what you say or you do, It's the energy and cognitive environment you create around you. When leaders reclaim their clarity, teams regain focus, confidence, and momentum alongside them. If you want to go deeper into this idea, I linked an episode in the show notes covering the burnout tax and the measurable RI of clarity inside organizations. Thanks for listening to the Awakening Performance Audio Lab. And coming soon, if you want to start identifying the hidden patterns driving overload, reactive thinking, and mental fatigue, check out our free 5-day clarity challenge. Until next time.